It has been way too long since I touched All-Star Tower Defense, man. 11 months since my last real video. I mean, I did come back when ASTD X was announced and stuff like that, but it wasn't a proper grind or anything. It wasn't the same. Well, today won't be a proper grind either, where, I mean, there's nothing to grind. The game is not updating anymore. I'm not gonna get more stuff for no reason. Although I did think about coming back and evolving my Johnny, but for reasons I actually will touch upon in a bit, I decided not to. ASTD X, about a week ago, dropped a first trailer. I watched it when it first dropped and it looks pretty good. I don't know if I can play the audio, I don't know if it's copyrighted, but these are the maps they're showing. These look, you know, a lot more updated than the ASTD maps. Obviously, ASTD, in terms of game systems and everything, I think is still a game that holds up pretty well. But the visuals were very old, and as much as someone like me, I will play a game if the systems are good. This is the lobby. Lobby looks fantastic. I will play a game even if it looks a bit outdated, if the systems are good, etc. It is just the reality that most casual players will actually just play a game that looks better. You know what I mean? So ASTD X revamping the visual was a bit of a necessity for them. So the first look at the characters, we see some more updated animations. I don't actually recall ASTD animations, probably because the game is in 3x speed. And when it's in 3x speed, you can't even see animations, really. It's just a bunch of blur at that point. There's some information that we got to see after this trailer came out. That's why I didn't make a video right away on it. I was waiting for more info. It seems like the game will not have 2x and 3x speed. It will just be, you know, normal speed, which is great. I've said many times in the past, I think 2x speed is fine. But ideally, if I can have the option, I'd rather the game be balanced towards it having normal speed at a reasonable amount of time per stage, you know? Instead of having to have 3x speed. Got this Naruto model right here that transforms, it seems, into the Kurama Cloak mode. Very cool. And this Gojo as well, that also seems to be like a transforming character. It's not exactly shown how like these mechanics are gonna work, or if it really is a transformation. But it's kind of implied. See, he pulls down to do the hollow purple, not hollow purple, to do the infinite void. Again, a lot more updated animations. These are more akin to like Anime Adventures, Anime Vanguards type animations. Although again, I don't recall how the ASTD animations look like because they were all in 3x speed. Like, I don't remember how ALS animations look like because they're in 3x speed as well, you know what I mean? But yeah, from this character showing, I think it shows a couple dozen characters. There's gonna be... I don't know where I saw this Discord message, but it's gonna be like a couple dozen characters on release. They got Jinwoo right there. A character we never ended up seeing on ASTD. All-Star Tower Defense X. I like to say cautiously optimistic, but honestly, I am just optimistic. I think we need ASTD to come back. We do have a little bit of information that came out after this trailer from Navi. I think he's the lead dev? I'm not sure. There will be traits. I was hoping there wouldn't be, personally. But according to him, they won't be super OP. It's not going to be like a Monarch situation where you need Monarch to, you know, actually play the game. And you can find me about it, but for example, like the new portals in Anime Vanguards, if you don't have a Monarch Jinwoo, dog, they are just a hassle. They're way too hard. Like, they're designed for you to beat it with Monarch Jinwoo, you know what I mean? ASTD is a game that is very different from the current top tower defense games. The two biggest tower defense games out right now are Anime Last Stand as number one. Anime Last Stand has hit over 100k concurrent in this last update they dropped. No tower defense, anime tower defense at least. I don't know what's going on with any other types, but in the anime tower defense scene, we haven't seen a game hit 100k concurrent in a while. I mean, Vanguards has been having some pretty big, I don't want to say backlash, but the community for Vanguards has been quite opposed to a lot of the updates they've been dropping. That's at least the sentiment I've seen from, you know, people on Discord and stuff like that. Like, I swear, Vanguards can do anything without people calling him mid. It's actually insane, even if I disagree. So ALS right now is the biggest game, and Vanguards is, I wouldn't even say a close second anymore. Like, they peaked at like 70k on this last update they dropped, and you know, ALS was 100k, so, but they are the closest second. And they are not like ASTD, because ASTD doesn't have traits. They will have traits in ASTD X, but their monetization system is the special summons, which are also farmable. So there's like barely any monetization in ASTD. I was hoping they would keep this exact same system. I really like the special banner, you know, these 7-star characters, but we'll see what they do with it. I actually do hope they keep it. I think it's a great system. It's original. The current top games don't have it, like this actual special banner with a special currency. It kind of was like that on ALS when they first dropped those jewels or whatever banner from World 2, but it's not not even close to the same thing anymore. So I do hope they keep it, at least in a way. This always reminded me, and it probably was meant to be, kind of like Dokkan Battle style banners. This game, just like AWTD, is very inspired by Dokkan Battle, with, you know, the characters having categories. I really hope they bring back categories, even though there's not going to be as many characters, since we're all going to start from the beginning. Unfortunately, we're not going to be carrying over our 7 stars and stuff, which personally, when I saw that was going to be the case, I was like glad. Of course, I have put a lot of effort into getting all these units. The videos are on the channel, right? But if they were to carry over all these characters, I feel like a lot of people who are like more casual Anime Vanguard style players would be less inclined to trying out, because, you know, if I start the game and I have nothing, but then everyone else that was playing ASCD has like 7-star Goku, 7-star Madara, 7-star Meliodas, Luffy. It feels bad, right? It feels bad. It feels like you're never gonna catch up. So it is good that we're all starting from the beginning. I will miss these characters. I think, you know, the models look pretty good. They're not as good as the ones shown on the video, but they're still decent. They're still good looking. I do hope that, again, they bring back categories, leader skills. This is something that, again, ALS and Anime Vanguards does not have. AWCD does, but they're not in the discussion because most people play ALS and Anime Vanguards. So they're the ones I have to make comparisons to, right? The one thing from ASTD I kind of hope they change, and maybe some ASTD purists will disagree with me. I think that a lot of the evolution system is bad. For example, and it's probably a turn off for a lot of players. Basically every character, let's use Johnny for example. I did not evolve Johnny for a very specific reason. I did not come back and evolve Johnny because, look, to evolve him, you need all these materials, and to get them is from the raid. I can't go in with this with this mount. What? Let me in. I have to do the raid, and to do it, I need 8 players. I think the number of players necessary to do a raid should go down to 4. 8 players is a lot. It becomes a lot, especially during like periods of time where there's not as many people on, and you really want to evolve a character, but you need to go on the Discord and find players, and you spend like 20 minutes trying to get a party, and then you do it once, and like 3 people leave, and now you have to get more people. It's very annoying. You can tell that happened to me several times. I mean, right now, evolving Johnny is probably a nightmare. He's the most recent character, most recent 7-star. I mean, I wish you luck if you actually want to try to evolve this guy, getting people to party up and do the raids, because you need people. There's no traits, right? Traits would kind of solve that issue, but to do the raids, you need a party of semi-competent people at the very least, which that in itself can be challenging. My God, there are people that just go in and they just AFK, and it's frustrating. 8 people is a lot, is what I'm trying to say. So I hope they tone that down for the new game. But other than that, dude, ASTD, I think still does things better than, a lot of things at least, better than the current games. The worst part about the game was the visuals. Like, this game looks old, because it is old. Like, it looks old because it's old. That's fixed. I don't like 3x speed personally as much as regular speed. That seems to be fixed. And I think it will be solid competition for the current top games, because I think ALS has issues, AV has issues, which right now, listen, we're deep into the video. I hope that everyone watching is not the Glazers that are super biased. Everything and anything that is remotely criticism about Anime Vanguards, you need to disagree with, because it's your ride or die game. Listen, Anime Vanguards, their updates take 30 weeks and they're super broken on release every single time. That's definitely a reason why a lot of people don't tune into the updates day 1 anymore. And Anime Last Stand, all the updates are slop. I mean, to be honest, Anime Last Stand has been doing like great quality of life updates to a point where the game is unrecognizable from a couple of months ago because of so many improvements they've done across the weekly updates. Very commendable, right? But in terms of the content, it's all slop. A good balance between Anime Vanguards and Anime Last Stand is what I'm hoping, okay? In between weekly slop and 30 weeks broken updates is what I want. A consistent 2 to 3 week update game would be marvelous at this point in time. This is big, you know, I'm just comparing to the big games. ALS, AV. This is why I have been playing the smaller games as well. Anime Guardians, Anime Infinity is brand new. Anime World Tower Defense, which is the best tower defense out right now. And Anime World Tower Defense is very similar to All-Star. I think it's the closest game to All-Star we have. Anime Adventures dying was a big hit, I think. You know, them basically giving up and not making proper updates and then stopping updating altogether, I think was a big hit for the community. And ASTD X will very easily take its place. I mean, very easily. I don't think anyone is really mourning Anime Adventures anymore. Everyone seems to just hate Anime Adventures now and not remember the good times whatsoever. It's kind of funny. But it's true, Anime Adventures came back, they shook up the scene, and then did nothing and died. Very unfortunate. Really hoping that's not going to be the case with All-Star, and I don't think it will be. Again, I do have some trust issues with Fruit, the owner of All-Star Tower Defense. Big trust issues. You dropped part 7, my favorite manga, and then you vanished. How can you do that to me? I felt personally attacked. Let me know what you guys think. I hope we don't have to wait another 6 months to have this game in our hands. We kind of already have All-Star right now. It's called Anime World Tower Defense, but you know, people don't want to give it a try, so hey, All-Star in a different name might work.